fucking body hurts. I'm starving to death. And he's just
Oh,
a
that sounds like
Pyretta.
you. What's
But
it?
dude, but not fucking 3 weeks in. Like, I should not be feeling like this 3 weeks in, bro. Like, and I've done a cut with him before, a pretty, like a decently,
Sorry.
but it wasn't, I would say we had no show date and more time, I guess, last time, but like, I just feel like I was eating way more and I felt way better that entire time. But obviously, not every single time is going to be the same. So
No.
it is what it is.
And I also feel like lately all coaches, and I started hearing this from like J3U, like Luke Miller and John Jewett, and then who else said it? Yeah, Kyle Wilkes. They like to do like a very hard push at the very beginning of the prep.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I've been
I
seeing
know.
this more and more
I've been
often. So
seeing it too.
maybe
Yeah.
Justin is picking back on that too, or doing the same sort of the same thing.
I
So
mean,
then later on, it can pull you down.
that part is what it is, bro. Like that, I'm not gonna, again, this is why little things downstream into big things. It's like, okay, well, if I don't, the trust has been being broken for a long time. And I know, and we both know, that there's things that could be happening that aren't so great. So it's like, whereas in a perfect world, I wouldn't, suffering's going to happen in a prep. Like, you're not going to feel the best all the time. Like, that part, I'm not necessarily like, oh, this sucks because I feel like crap. That's the whole, kind of the whole point to a certain extent. But when you already have these little lingering things in the back of your mind, like, okay, well, if I feel there's not effort where there should be, and there's not effort in like a simple message, then how much effort is really going into this? You know what I mean? When I'm physically seeing things being put in front of me, which when I say me, like my shit would take what, 5 minutes? Like literally, it would take like 5 minutes, bro. So it's like it's just frustration, and that leads to, how I am, bro. I like to overthink. I love
Yeah,
to overthink.
you're putting a little bit of wood in your mental fire right now.
And I wake up every morning and look in the mirror and I'm like, because I'm in that part of the prep where it's like I'm down. I lost 3.5 pounds the week prior. I lost 4 pounds this last week. I've lost probably, I'm 244, so I've lost about 13 pounds in the first 4-ish weeks, which is decent. But it also
Listen,
puts,
I would say that kind of goes along what I was saying of pushing at the very beginning and then kind of like easing down.
well, yeah, we
So
knew. I
yeah,
mean, remember the first week we talked, and it was like we dropped off an entire meal, a cheat meal, and like took away the 4 meals I had left, took away carbs in 2 of those meals. So that I obviously know that we were pushing, and my cardio went from 1,500 calories to 4,000 within a week and a half. So
how
like that, I'm obviously pushing hard, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about calorie cardio instead of time cardio.
I love it. I love it in certain circumstances. And man, I've seen, like, I saw Sebastian Burka talk about this, how it's such a shitty way to fucking, track cardio. Number one, I think if it's a bodybuilder, a very dialed bodybuilder, where I've been using this exact watch to track my calories on things on cardio
Yeah,
for
yeah.
two straight for two. So I think that plays, it's kind of like the scenario where it's like, oh, my scale's off 5 pounds. Well, cool.
Well, I don't
If we're
mean
trying to lose weight, like,
yeah, I didn't mean like from a tracking perspective, but just from like I don't know. I feel like, for example, you doing that, people can just do like multiple 15, 20-minute sessions during the day throughout the week. And it's like, as soon as you reach the 140 BPMs, which is what you want to be at for a long period of time, that's it. You're done with the cardio. All right, I'll keep going later. So then it doesn't become as efficient as doing a 30 or a 40-minute cardio all at once. So that's what I'm
so
saying.
again, I think, like, to my point, with certain, this isn't something, like, I personally use this method too, but not with everybody, right? So with someone like me, I know not to do that shit. I know, like, I can be trusted with this variation. It's kind of the same thing where if I give people, like, if I give you a cheat meal, we'll take me and my personal experience. My last coach gave me a cheat meal, 2 cheat meals a week, whatever. That's all he said. Okay, go get a cheat meal, and almost with the implication of like, go get a fucking like cheat meal,
Yeah, no
that kind of old
parameters.
school style, no parameters. What did I do? I got really fat. 4 crumble cookies, 2 Five Guys cheeseburgers, fucking a milkshake. Like, I was doing it big. This time I had, like my last previous cut with Justin, I had two 1,400 calorie cheat meals. They had to be protein centric. And I also was in this, we were doing things like my plan was set up in a way where I was eating all whole food. Like those cravings weren't there as bad as they were when I was with that last coach. Like all these things were set up to where that could be a very bad thing to do if you're just like, hey, go get a cheat meal. But if we give those parameters, so like for me, it's the same thing. If I give someone, hey, these are your calories for the week, yes, you can split this up, a little bit. Now, this is not prep or whatever, but this is like lifestyle people
More
more
towards the
so.
weekend.
Well, like you can structure it like, hey, if you have to stay 3 hours late for work and you need to get home and get the kids, and like you need to say, okay, well, today I'm not going to do a cardio session, and I will add those minutes onto my next, three or whatever. Like that's perfectly fine. Just don't do. If I have you doing 3K cows a week of cardio, don't do 1,500 one day and 1,500 the other day, or like you said, spread them out as far as you can to where you're doing 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20-minute sessions when we should be doing 30, 40. So I think it's a kind of on the coach too to know the client they're giving that to and then also give those parameters. But I don't know. I feel like the 30 minutes and stuff could go the same way where it's like, what are we using to track? Are we using a different machine every time? Are you giving the same intensity every time? Are you actually paying attention to, am I beating my time or my calories from last time? Those kinds of things. So it's useful and it can be also not be useful.
Yeah, I
So
guess like you said, both can go both ways. So if we are not doing the effort, then the cardio time will increase, or the calories will increase if we're not seeing the results we wanted. So it can go
mhm.
both ways. I
Yeah,
just was always raised on the time. And
yeah.
then, of course,
So was I.
once I started following Justin, I was like, okay, same amount of time, beat the calories.
Hmm.
I don't give a
Exactly.
fuck. I don't think I've ever tried to like make a certain amount of calories and then less time.
Hmm.
Um, for example, I always burn. I know it's no. I burn 300, 300
That would be
calories
nice.
in the morning. I know, right? So then I don't think I've, and it's like 20 minutes. I don't think I would just push more so then I can finish quicker. I'm like 20 minutes
Well,
is fine
320 minutes is pretty fucking good.
based on the bike, right?
Of course, but you
But
use
then
the
again,
same bike every morning.
yeah. So I always again going back to parameters. I always put like same thing. Keep the same machine ideally, or the
Hmm.
same thing. Or when you go on each machine, don't change the weight that says there from the setting, because it's set at a standard. I think like 175 weight person. Even if it's more than what you weigh, it doesn't matter. Just keep it so that we can track the calories. So then, for example, the I don't know, one of the brands from cardio machines, they have it all set up. So then you know that that same setup will be the same on the treadmill than on the bike. So then,
Hmm.
even though one will burn more calories quicker, you can still track and see how many calories you're burning technically
Yeah.
based on that average. But I do want to make a note on the cheat meals because I used to be the same and I would always get fat, and you just said that you were fat. I have this friend, fucking Walter, Tessa's
Yeah.
husband,
Yeah.
hijo de puta. I'm gonna say it in Spanish, but that guy can eat, bro, and he's
Yeah.
fucking lean, dude.
He's a
The
big guy.
things I never met him. I don't know how tall it is.
We're talking about the same. What's his Instagram name?
Walter Heredia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same guy I'm thinking of.
bro, motherfucker. I swear to God, all the cheat meals he posts, I would be fucking obese right now if
Yeah.
I could. If I would even do half of that.
Same.
I'm like, I don't know how that guy's body is something else. I don't know how that
I know
works.
some people are like that, dude. Some people are
Fucking
like
a.
that. I would love to be able to put down fucking 700 grams of carbs a day and not even bat an eye.
No,
Like
the carbs is fine, but bro, he eats like a whole fucking pizza, like then cookies and the desserts that
my
Tessa
stomach wouldn't
makes,
handle that.
and a chocolate milk on top of that, just to like sprinkle a little bit more sugar on it. Yeah, no,
Christ,
bro.
dude.
I told him one time, please film your cheat meals because they are a fucking show to watch. I swear to
Yeah.
God,
Absurd.
it's fucking hilarious.
I wish.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so you say you don't know if you're doing the first one on the 29th. You said.
I mean, that'll probably end up. It's probably the best option just because it's the furthest away. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, at this point, I'm doing 50 minutes of cardio every single day. I don't even know how many calories I'm eating. It's pretty low. And Retta, we just bumped to two grams a week.
Milligrams.
Yes, sorry.
2 grams will
Two
be a
mix,
lot.
two mix a week. Yeah, two
Shit.
grams would be a lot.
Speaking of which, I think yesterday I had the first time of slow gastric emptying for keeping it with proper terms ever. I
Really?
don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. But yesterday I felt fuller than normal, even though today I still woke up lighter. But that kind of gave me a warning that is like, all right, maybe at this dose I'm good because I'm starting to see that, especially since Dom increased my food on Monday.
Yeah.
So Monday went great, but then Tuesday, the first day that I actually did the full thing, that kind of felt like a little bit full. Today it's rest day, so calories are way lower.
Yeah.
But that just gave me a nice cue that is like, okay, my pumps are insane. Staying insulin sensitive. I'm staying on the 80s. But then I think like everything higher would be towards being counterproductive and
Hmm.
slow my digestion down, so then I cannot eat all my food. Like, you know, I love my cream of rice, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday I thought, shit, this.
That's a first.
I know, and it's not even my highest meal, my highest
Carb
amount of cream of
wise.
rice that I've ever did. Not just cream of rice specifically. It's the like 120 grams, and I've had times that I went to like 160 prior.
It's weak.
I know. So Retta,
Yeah.
the food noise is just like, I'm like, that seems like a lot. That seems like a hefty bowl.
Yeah. We'll see how, I mean, we'll see if that, because I haven't had any of that in weeks now. So we'll see if bumping it, I got to pin that tomorrow. So this next week, we'll see how the hunger is. But I mean, right now, it's like, I might as well not even have that shit in because I'm hungry.
You're still doing once
Hungry.
every 5 days? Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know. But I need to get some body work done. My body hurts bad, really bad.
How do you do that all like year round or not really?
I started to this year. This is the longest. Right now is the longest I've gone without getting it done, which is like it's probably been a month and a half, maybe two now. But I was going every 3 weeks up until that point. So I just need to start doing it again. It just gets it. I mean, everything gets expensive, but it's like 150 plus every time. So
Yeah. I'm not the one to speak about because I never get body work at all. So just dive into the benefits that people can see from doing such thing and the importance, especially for bodybuilders.
yeah, I mean, so obviously, if you're training at a very high intensity, like, and this is what makes me surprised, like for you, because I know how hard you train, that you've never necessarily had it to felt like you had to do that. I've had tons of like little things that impede on my training that forced me to do it. Like I have my teres and like my right lat like locks up really bad to where it makes me like have imbalances in back movements and even chest movements. So that's what made me start doing it. But like you don't do any like stretching or anything, do you? Like any like long stretching routines or anything. So that really surprised me because for me, my body gets really tight and kind of like wound up pretty easily, I feel like. So whenever I feel that, like for me, that's one of the big signals. It's like, okay, I feel imbalanced, or I feel like when I'm doing a lat pull down or a seated row, I can feel my right lat or whichever one is, kind of tight, just not connecting as well. Like one maybe feels like I have far more range of motion. Once I go get that body work done, you get, like a deep tissue massage to where like it's like kind of painful. And they might use, like grass and tools and like kind of scrape you out or whatever. I also did dry needling, which I found I love. Like I love it. That thing in my lat, the reason I haven't gone in so long is because that was the most lingering problem. And after I did that, didn't have that problem for I still don't have that problem. So dry needling I think is phenomenal. It's just they literally you have these knots to where, like I said, your body gets real tight and you get these knots in your muscles. And that's really what the body work is for. It works those out. So you don't have these imbalances and like you can open up your lats correctly. But the dry needling, they kind of stick that into that area of the muscle and it just like releases it all to where like it just kind of gets back to where it's like butter. And then after I did that, the next time I did body work, like it didn't even really hurt because I was so loose after doing that. So body work is really important for just keeping your muscles from getting tight and getting those knots in them and having imbalances. And it's a trickle down effect to where I didn't do it for so long to the point where it was like I said impeding on my training, so my workouts weren't as good, my mind muscle connection wasn't as good, I wasn't able to target the muscle how I wanted to. So getting that body work done is going to allow you to just like have kind of a reset with your body, refresh and reset. So if you're a bodybuilder, I think it's pretty important to do, if you're like me at least. I mean, if you're like you and you've never had those issues, talk to me in 10 years and hopefully it's still the same. But I've definitely come to see the importance of stretching and body work and all that kind of stuff because it's definitely really helped me. So, and then afterwards, your training feels so much better.
I've heard, and I know Dom sent to the group chat, like he has with all his clients, like a whole playlist with 3 or 4 different stretching and mobility videos that are like
Ooh, that's
10,
awesome.
15 minutes. And I've done it for a little bit, especially when I had like that knee issue and then my calf and whatnot.
Hmm.
It's just like, I don't know, I could never get into the whole routine of doing it regularly. The only one time that I was getting actually like body work with scraping and cupping and everything was, I would say, back in 2022, because Matt caught up that I couldn't open one of my lats from pinning because I was using the 1 inch needles.
Mm.
I feel like that one
In your
got,
lat.
yeah. Now I'm using the half inch. It doesn't, nothing. Perfect. So he got it. He sent me, and then I started doing better. And I'm not saying I'm not tired or anything. I probably am to some extent, at least. I just don't feel it because I'm so used to being like this. Same as people that are like, "Oh no, my
Yeah.
digestion feels normal." Okay, but what is your normal? So I'm sure I could benefit. I'm not gonna act like fucking Superman right here, but it's just like I've never had like this big hip tightness or any sort of tightness that would impede me to do my workouts properly or to feel a muscle how I liked it to feel or what it is. So I kind of push out away. But with that being said, I mean, I my goal is to be an open bodybuilder, like put as much mass as humanly possible. So I know that eventually that's gonna have to be a recurring thing for me. The way I see it is I just don't want to cause a reliance from early on. I know it's not even close to it, but you know how you get desensitized from using PDs over time from the exposure? Well, I feel like it could be somewhat the same. So like every time you're gonna need more often, more often, more often, more often because you get looser, but then with all the muscle, with all the exercise, and also yeah, with all the tissue that you want to put in, you may get even tighter than you were before. So now you get to loosen up a little bit more often, and whatnot. So I have that thought process. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't care. I'm gonna keep it. So as long as I
I'm not
can push
sure.
it
Yeah.
out, yeah, definitely I would do that. But then also, yeah, I just probably need to suck it up and just get into those 15 minutes. I don't know. It's just like I don't have time. I
The
don't make the
time
time,
and
honestly.
it's the thing for most people. I feel like it's the expense too, because it is a. You're right. Like it's not one of those things where hey, go get that done every once in a blue moon. It's kind of like for me, I went to her once, right? And I was when I lived back in Indiana, I had a lady that I was going to pretty frequently. I would say every month or month and a half. But then when I moved to Texas, I went to one guy and he fucked me up, dude. Like he was way too aggressive. So I didn't go back. And then once I moved here, I started going. I went like once, right? Felt pretty good. Didn't go back for a month and a half. Shit got way worse, like kind of immediately. So then I started going every 3 weeks. And I would say after like the third appointment, it stopped being as painful. I stopped having reoccurring issues. And like to my point earlier, like now I did go very often for a long time to where I haven't had those issues in quite a while, but I know let this go on for the rest of prep. Like that's going to be an issue. And then when we're in prep, we're talking about being tight. It's like that's the last thing you want for posing and such. So that's another one of those things. But you said something a second ago that has been a worry for me over this last week as I started looking at past pictures and now and obviously don't get me wrong. I know when I say this that this is a mostly a you're not close to being as lean as you'll be problem. But for you, pinning wise, and I know you use many more sites than I do, but I'm a little worried that my shoulders are not going to be as striated as they were just due to like scar tissue and such. What do you think about that?
It
Like, do you
depends
think
on.
I've been on PEDs long enough? Let me put it this way: I haven't been using my shoulders as a pinning site for longer than like, I mean, maybe like a year, maybe.
Do you use an insulin needle or what do you
I
use?
do.
So I don't think you should be worrying as long as you, of course, don't do the exact same site every single time. and obviously give it as much time as you can in between pins. So it's the same as with
I do one of those things.
well, but that's the thing. Like, for example, with the glutes, everyone pinning the glutes, and then they have that bubble, which I do in the offseason, even though I haven't pinned there in a while. Or they just can't get their glutes right. It's because they pin their glutes so fucking much, and also especially if they get a nerve, which is more common in the glutes than the shoulders. That is what builds scar tissue. You didn't let it heal enough, and then you pin it again. It couldn't heal, and again, it couldn't heal, and again. So then it's just like recurring damage to the tissue.
So how do you know if it's fully healed?
Give it time, and it shouldn't hurt, and the needle should go pretty much straight down. You shouldn't feel like that resistance once it's in, or that like that it gets stuck at some points when you put it in.
Yeah, I don't feel it. I definitely don't pin my shoulders. Like they never hurt by the next time I pin. They never are sore. Like I pinned this shoulder literally yesterday, and like it's a little tender, but I could probably pin it again right now if I wanted to. Like I can do all this, and it's just a tiny bit tender. But like this one was the one I did last, which was probably, I don't know, a handful of days ago now. Which like that doesn't hurt at all, but it does just feel a little like this side feels like it's a little squishier than this side, for the best way to put it. So what I did start doing though recently is, because I was doing it like, okay, if I like kind of in the middle almost, I started doing more of like my front delt almost, and that is like butter. So
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm gonna
say the shoulder is pretty wide, and I even think John Jewett said that he does mostly the shoulders. He just has such a big surface to pin that it's pretty hard to get the same spot, and it gives him plenty of time between each one.
So that's my issue too. Is I have this like my coach, the coach I had first when I first got on gear, sent me this thing of like, okay, this is where you can pin. These are the sites, all that kind of stuff. But like, let's say for like the delts, the pictures that it has for the delts is like one area. It's not like, okay, you can do it here, here,
Yeah,
here,
the
here, here.
triangle.
So for me, yeah. So for me, it's like, okay, until
Well, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I asked my sister because she's a nurse, so she kind of needs to study those. So the triangle is made for you to, or for nurses, because they don't use insulin needles when you go get an injection on the shoulder. They use harpoons, so an
and then
inch
they
and a
freak
half.
out if you do. Are you
So
sure that's too small?
the triangle is made for them to not to be in a safe spot, to be as far away from any nerves or anything as possible. But when you use insulin needles, like such a short thing, you are just getting to the muscle. There's no way you can go past the muscle on your shoulder with that length. So that's why, like, the front delt is not part of that triangle
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever.
Yeah,
But when you use an insulin needle, you can perfectly go in there because you're just putting straight into the muscle. You're not gonna go through it. So that's why you can also do the rear delts. Like I had Angelica do my rear delts, no issue whatsoever. It's
I
actually
gotta
pretty
start
smooth.
doing those, bro. It just
So
any other site that because I haven't done it yet. It's just like when I just first started, my glutes scared me to pin, even though that's like the probably site that's gonna hurt the least out of fucking anything.
but
But
then again, it's also one of the most dangerous because of all the nerves that are in there.
which is weird because like I've really only had that problem once.
I know, but it technically is. So it's safer, in regards to that aspect, that to do your chest than to do your glutes, probably. But then again, it's like, yeah, the chest is a little bit, it's scarier, but same with my rear delts or even my triceps. So I haven't done my biceps yet. I think that's a big no for me. But it's just like once you do it once, and then you're like, okay, and it's such a fresh area that it's even less likely for it to hurt.
Yeah,
So
I still
whatever
get
you do,
nervous
just
every single
tell
time I
like,
pin, no matter what.
yeah, just tell Kaylee to like stretch the skin and pin straight in. You will not feel it probably. Rear delts, lats. I do that with my chest. Like I stretch it and it just goes right in.
Oh my god, no, that makes my stomach hurt.
I said the same until I was like, well, fuck it, I need to do it anyway. It's either that
I
or
have
lose
to,
my
bro.
striations.
Yeah, I
You
have
pick
to.
your poison.
I'm gonna have to give my shoulders a break for a while. I feel like at least my front and medial delts.
I would say you can start with your lats. That's probably the easiest. It's probably easier than the
I
chest.
don't want to do that, bro. I'd rather do the chest or the leg. I don't want to do my
The legs
lats,
another
bro.
one. The leg you do need to use an inch.
Never mind.
Well, it's such a big muscle. Like, you do want to make sure it goes through.
I know.
That's the
Well,
thing.
yours might be such a big muscle.
Touche.
Some
An
of
inch and
us
a
have a
half.
smaller box, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, my issue right now is not the needle length; it's the needle capacity. I don't
Damn, are
want
you
to.
using that much?
So he added EQ, and I was at 9, like a 0.9 milliliters, and the IU now puts it at 1.1, so it's
Oh, because you're using insulin needles. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I need to look if there's
You use a
even
one
such
inch in your
thing.
glute, though, right?
I don't do my glutes.
Oh, you don't do your glutes at all.
No.
You're terrified to lose those striations, huh?
I just did it so much, and I have those bubbles. Like, if you look at my check-in pictures, you see them. Even though thankfully they kind of go away when I'm very, very lean. But
Mm-hmm.
I have those, and I'm like, I don't want to touch them. I
Fair
did
enough.
it not too long ago once again, and they were perfectly fine. It's just like, yeah, you know what? I'd rather not.
Fair
So
enough.
plus, it's like I've been so obsessive with the fact of like not leaving anything in the syringe. So what I usually do is I pull a
Same.
little bit more air, like a little 1 or 2 lines worth of air. But the thing is, if you're injecting sideways, that bubble stays up and the liquid stays below. All the liquid won't go through. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to lay down in a way for my glute to be facing up so that way I can inject vertically and the bubble stays above. And I'm
Yeah, I lay
like,
face down on the bed.
I just can't. Like, I try to pin in my glute laying on my side and it's just so uncomfortable.
I have someone do it for me, so it's easier.
It's just my position. It's not even with the hand that I pin. It's just the position of the legs. It just makes me uncomfortable. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather use insulin needles, and unfortunately, there's no 1 inch insulin needles.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do want to look if there's a 1.5 milliliters
I
syringes. I
wonder.
don't.
I've never seen those.
I didn't look for them, so I don't know.
Well, there goes another product you can start.
Speaking of which, I already put in contact with the flavoring companies.
That's wild,
Bro,
bro.
I'm sure no one's gonna listen to this, but I got the contact that Elevate uses.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
You
got
don't
the
want to
one.
fucking. You don't want to put me as a sponsored athlete.
You will.
Fine.
I will. I have the one that Raw uses for the proteins, and then my homie, fucking love him to death now because he helped me out so much. He found out who Elevate uses for their things. So
That's
yeah,
dope.
that was fucking dope.
It's gonna be sick.
So I'm getting some samples from the one from Raw, and I'm waiting to hear from the one that Elevate. It's not the one that they use, but it's the one that we will use.
So is it just something you'll have to mix into yours?
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
because
the
I was wondering
flavoring.
how you were gonna
So
get your product to them for them to mix it. But if you
no, no,
just
no,
have to
no, no.
mix it
I'll
yourself,
they will send me the flavor powders, and I will mix them all in here.
okay.
And besides that, I just need to find the ratio and then get the packaging.
Yeah.
The packaging probably at the beginning will have just be like a plain bag. Um, and probably print the nutrition label as like a sticker and just paste it on the sticker, kind of.
I feel like
Because
no, go ahead.
if I need to do it as the bag, I need to go to the full labeling company, like to do the full
Yeah,
package and the printing. So
yeah.
that's probably gonna be a next step forward after we grow a little bit.
I feel like ECA will be a good plug for you though. I feel like ECA would be a good plug like spot for you.
In which way for spreading the
Because
word?
it's just like okay, so every coach in there probably eats this. Every coach probably has 90% of their clients eating this.
No, yeah. No, we already
So
spoke between me and Mac. We already spoke with a couple of people that we're gonna send them some. So yeah, no, we're pretty set in that. It's just a matter of like we don't want to start talking to everyone without even having
wait, do you have a business partner?
Mackenzie.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
she's
I
the
didn't know
one
that.
that came up to me with the idea, and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
I didn't know that at all. I thought it was just you.
No, it's her idea. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of all the mixing scientific bullshit kind of quantities and all that stuff, and she's gonna do the back end work like marketing, the social media, and all that stuff. So
That's
That
sick.
way, because we thought about the beginning, like she does one flavor, I do another one, but that could take a lot more time for her to send me it and then for me to give her feedback and whatnot. So I'd rather take care of everything, send it to her for her to try and give me the good to go or not, and then send some out to other people to give me their perspective on what they feel, what they think. If it's good, if it's too sweet, if it's too creamy, if it's not creamy enough, which I already showed you, mine is going to be probably the creamiest one. So it's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, the chocolate is pretty done. It's done. I just need the natural flavor aspect, but I have one ingredient that no one uses it, and I don't know why, but it's okay. Better for me.
We shall see. It'll be
I'm so
exciting.
excited, dude. It's gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah, off season's gonna taste so much better.
I don't have to wait for shipping anymore. I can just make it.
Shit, dude, my off season with peptides and food because of you is gonna be on point.
I know.
On point. I'm pretty shitty that I ordered all of those things that I had to order, like I don't know, a week and a half before you told me that.
Well, I kind of like told you on the spot pretty much because I didn't even know
I
that
know,
was gonna
yeah.
be an idea. So I'm like, ah, shit. Well, and I have clients that I have them buying from other like Mother Aminos and everything, and then I'm like, oh
Hmm.
hell, yeah. By the way, you want a code? I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh shit, fuck, I could have been it. But yeah, apparently a couple people already ordered with my code, so that's very, very, very appreciated too.
it's
So
awesome.
whoever you are, thank you very much. But yeah, that's exciting. Now I need to grow my roster, and then I'll be fucking solid. I know, right?
It's been a month or two for sure. Rough one.
Since your last sign up.
It hasn't been a long time since that, but it's just been very slow. We'll just put it that
Yeah,
way.
I've
There
heard
might have
that
been one
from
or
many
two, just
people.
not. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I'm not the way the first half of the year went. I'm not as mad or freaking out as I would be if I didn't have a decent first half of the year. But it's right now. I'm just at a point where I need to figure out these ads because I have started running those, but dude, the
I've seen
fucking
them.
the quality of the people that I get is so. I'm about to hire Shannon.
I was gonna say, ask Shannon.
Hmm. I just have to. I have because Kaylee was doing it, but I have to have her send Shannon exactly what she was. Because Shannon was like, "Well, send me exactly what you were doing. And I'll see if I'm going to do anything different." And I hope because if that's the case and you wouldn't do anything different, then that just means I'm shit out of luck and just going to keep doing what I'm doing here.
Or just put different posts. I don't know. See, I wouldn't even know which post to make. My posts haven't been picked up. That's usually what gives me the kind of like the struggle bus in my thinking process. Like, what do I need to improve in my post? But
Hmm.
I don't know. Or actually, just what kind of post? I'm like torn, dude, in between. Like, do I post more value? Do I post more me stuff? And if I post more me stuff, what is something that I can post for people to be relatable and not to be like another flexing picture? You know what I mean?
And I think it has to be both too. But I also like what I've noticed. I've noticed so in myself, in my content consumption, I am getting so annoyed with what I see, which makes me kind of in a similar position. Like, okay, well, what do I actually want to post now? Because I feel like now, and like, I think we talked about this before. I don't know if it's because of the growth of ECA and like the people that are on my feed the most now, or if it truly is whether it's because of ECA or just because of knowledge out there in general. I just feel like we had this spot in time, maybe like last few months of 2024 and like the first kind of little bit of this year where I didn't see so much in-depth informational content like, us and everybody we surround ourselves with is making. I was seeing only us few people posting that kind of stuff, and then it was still just kind of the base level nonsense or whatever stuff that I was seeing on Instagram. But now it's like flopped to where I'm seeing so little of that and so much of like the in-depth topics on things that just aren't like I'm just really starting to see the automation in things. And I don't like that. Like because I know my stuff still looks like that a little bit and also did really look like that in the beginning to where once you start learning new topics and like it's going to take a minute to where you fully believe in them, fully understand them, like around understand the topics to where then they start to sound more like you and not here's these science facts that I learned and kind of know how to apply, you know? That's what I feel like I'm seeing and hearing a lot within posts. So like makes me like I still want to make the informational posts, but I need to make them very, very personable. Because now we're getting to the point where it's like that's gonna be what's different. Like when it was a lot of just kind of like punchy scientifical facts, like that was a little bit new and you weren't seeing a ton of it. Now we're on the opposite side where if you don't make it like that, but also very like you and your personality, it's going to seem really stale because so many people are doing it now. So it's like social media just changes so quick that it's like so hard to keep up with, you know? So I'm there too. Obviously, with prep, it makes it a little bit easier to post. I can post like prep stuff, which is kind of like my lifestyle stuff, and then also helpful informational stuff. But I don't know, definitely difficult.
I was told not too long ago, like just what we think it's simple, some people may think it's like the best tip ever. So to post more of that, but then I'm like, on the other side, like on my other shoulder, I have this voice saying like, well,
That's too simple.
duh.
Yep.
Like, no shit, mister, stuff like that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Fuck, never mind. But I feel like what you said, like, yeah, everyone's posting that. So now it goes back to like posting your stuff
Mm-hmm.
because it stands out or like your twist to a scientific fact. Because also, we gotta kind of like, and I'm guilty as charged on this, we need to like disconnect from the people that are posting this high value things and still popping.
Mm-hmm.
Case J3U, for example. But because that's what they're known for, they can still get
Exactly.
away with that and still pivot a little bit, but they can still get away with that. But us, we're kind of like up and coming, so we gotta find our stuff or we gotta stay innovative until we find our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes along the lines of like if you're keeping up, you're already behind.
Yeah. 100%.
Now, how to
100%.
be innovative, then that's a whole other beast right there, motherfucker.
Well, and people like J3, like that's there's so much like credibility and history behind something
Mm-hmm.
like J3U to where it's kind of like I said this to Justin before. It's like I don't scroll, see one of your posts pop up and listen for a couple seconds to see if it's something that's valuable or that's interesting. Your name tells me there's something here that is going to, there's some piece of information I don't know yet that is, going to give me value. I don't even have to hear what you're saying. I'm going to watch the video. So like those people have that, like they're already well established to where I feel like as many messages as I've gotten from people that are like, "Damn, bro, like you really know what you're talking about, or you know all this like in depth information." I had one kid who was like, "It's fucking insane how smart you are," and like I'm thinking, like, dude, you should see the people in my circle. Like I feel fucking stupid, but like doesn't matter how many messages like that I get. Like number one, it doesn't matter if it doesn't convert. That's the biggest thing, and number two is like unless I'm one of those really well established people, it's just another like person spitting random shit that you're not gonna stop and watch because there's a million people saying similar things. So it's like before where it's like this in-depth stuff was like how Justin's like, oh, you need to post shit that no one else is talking about. It's like, okay, well now, first of all, how many people are in that ECA group? It's like 400 or something. Everybody that's getting the same information posting the same, like that's a lot of coaches, you know what I mean, that are posting
Yeah.
the same stuff. Yes, there's tons of coaches out there, but like 400 plus people, that's a good chunk of them, at least the ones that are worth the shit. So it's like we already have so many people posting that stuff, so it's like now I gotta find, first the problem was learn the information and actually have like real world information to share with people. Now the problem is, okay, we all have this, so what is going to make my stuff better than the next guy, so
Well, but there's also like now on the opposite side of that, why is it gonna make it better? But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how many people or who said this, but at the end of the day, people hire you for use. You may know the same thing as those 400 other people in ECA, but why you?
so my thing, I think like my and this makes the job 10 times harder, but it's not a way that I'm not a part of the way I coach that I'm willing to let go, that I think a lot of coaches do let go because you're not supposed to be that person or whatever. But like my thing is very hard to show people because one of the most consistent messages I get, like I have a guy right now who his wife ended up signing on with me, and like she was telling me now in my head, like there's been a lot of things we've had to fix with him, but I have not gotten him the results that I would have wanted to get him by now. Obviously, as coaches, like we always have to take the blame, but there's also a bunch of other shit. Like when you have health shit you have to fix, fat loss has got to go. It can't be your forefront. We got to fix this stuff first. So in my head, I know that, but I'm also pissed because I haven't been able to get him where I want to go. But like his wife was like he ended up re-signing up with me and signing her up at the same time, and like she told me like, oh, well, you're the first coach that's ever really like gave a shit, dug into the mental stuff, dug into the functional health stuff, dug into like all this stuff. So it's like that personal aspect of like I build like quality relationships with these people, give a fuck to know about. Like I'm not going to be the guy who's like, I don't really give a fuck what you got going on in your life, like here's the plan, follow it. It's like, okay, well, this is going on in your life, okay, let's break this down. Why is this happening? you know where is your mental, how are you feeling, how can we adjust the plan to make this fit like how your life is right now. That kind of stuff is like really hard to show in Instagram videos or like in my factual videos, where it's like I can know the same exact things as 25 different other coaches, but they're not going to give you that kind of attention. And I think the protocols go so much, mix so much with understanding that about the client, that like we can both have the same protocols, but because I can adjust it, because I give a fuck about what's going on in your life and in your mental health, it's like my stuff's probably going to work better because you don't feel like you're being driven into the ground because they don't even know that your fucking dog died last week or that you lost a family member a couple days ago and that's why you haven't been hitting the plan, or anything. I mean, down to like that you were sick or whatever the case may be. So it's like, for me, that does get me into situations where people take that a little too far, to where it's like, okay, well, this stuff I don't need to know about. We don't necessarily need to gossip about your relationship or
Yeah,
shit like
you're not
that.
a psychologist. You're not a therapist.
Exactly. Yeah. But like I will take it a step further than the base level that most coaches would, to where it's like I do want to know a little bit deeper, even if that's going to make my job a little harder or take me a little longer. It's just something that like that's always how I've coached, and I can't really not coach that way. But like to your point, like why do people hire you for you? It's like, well, that's like a big part of the personality and like coach client relationship that I have, that I can't really show. Like, what am I gonna do? Get on me and be like, I actually care. It's like, okay, well, fucking every coach is gonna fucking say that. No coach is gonna be like, yeah, I don't really give a shit. Like, I'm gonna give you the plan and you're gonna follow it. No one's gonna say that. That part's difficult to. Other than the messages that I get that I can screenshot and post, that's really about it. So
And video testimonials.
yes, yeah, that too,
Yeah, for
that too.
example, when I asked Christy if she can do hers, she mentioned that I do pretty much the same thing. I have a whole spreadsheet with biofeedback and questions and mental health and everything. And I will still go, but how are you feeling?
Yep,
Like,
100%.
tell me with your words, how are you personally feeling in your
Mm-hmm.
mind, in your body, in your life? Just tell me, because not everything can be written down on a spreadsheet. So some things
100%.
need to be either texted separately. Some things are only best expressed on an audio message, which I allow people. It's not I allow, but I have people sending me messages and I will
Mm-hmm.
listen to them. Of course, I tell them like don't record more than 3 or 4 minutes because people can go on a rant, and I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to an 8 minute
Dude,
video.
dude, when I get one of those, I'm like, fuck,
No,
fuck, yeah.
I said from so it's like audios are fine, just don't go over 4 minutes. I'm not listening to those.
Even 4 minutes is a while. But then I'll send a voice message back that's like 5 or 6 minutes, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
well, if I'm gonna do
but
it, it's like,
but if we send it on a check-in review, it's like a 5 minute Loom video. My Loom video sometimes go to like 8 minutes if there's a lot to cover.
mine sometimes there's like 10. Yeah, it can get up there for sure.
Yeah, but if
But
it's just
it's
like,
always viable information.
yeah, it's with a purpose. But if you're telling me what you did on a holiday that went
Yeah,
down, then your mind get fogged. I'm like,
yeah.
you can summarize that in 3 4 minutes. You don't need a whole 8 minutes to tell me the whole story and when even you took your dog off for a walk. There's just things that are not needed to be included. But yeah, I mean, I still need to figure that out. Like, how can I showcase myself more? Because I still have the thought of like, I mean, I'm a bodybuilder. My life is boring. My life is every single day the same thing, the exact same shit, the exact same foods. You give me a great idea with the cooking of like cooking and then having a healthy guy eat it. Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Hmm.
But then again, besides that, like for example, YouTube. I don't know what to post on fucking YouTube besides full day of eating. That's the only interesting. Then for videos, it's kind of like if I don't have the mic, it's kind of like boring because I don't need to like I will have to like compress it, and that makes no sense for YouTube other than
Hmm.
shorts, which I do post it there. But YouTube format, if I don't have the mic, then that's kind of boring video. And then besides that, workouts and full day of eating, I don't know what else to fucking put. My day in life is the
Hmm.
same fucking day every day.
I know. Same here, bro. And I think that's like I've said that online before. People send me messages like, "Oh, you'd be surprised how many of us like, want to put this on as background noise while we work or whatever, whatever." It's like, okay, well, number one, that's not really what I want you to do with my videos. Number two, you're just telling me like, yeah, this is boring, something I don't necessarily want to watch, but it's something that I can just listen to in the background. It's like, okay, I guess, but like YouTube is for entertain, like all social media is for entertainment, but like Instagram, TikTok, like that's becoming far more like informational stuff. I know people who don't get every little piece of information from, Instagram or TikTok. YouTube is like you're not really going to find boring videos that are doing well or monotonous videos that are doing well. It's, any fitness YouTuber that does really well, even the bodybuilder ones are doing like cringy shit I don't want to do.
Or they've established themselves with
Or
history. Like Nick Walker's workout videos are like an hour long, but somehow they're
are they
entertaining.
seriously? Holy shit.
He gets the set, he gets himself talking about different things. The videographer asks him, but it's just pretty much one motion of like some cuts here and there. But yeah, it's one recording, like an hour and something.
I feel like coaching in the spot that we're in and the type of coaches we are is what holds us back because I'll take like Swole Ricketts. Do you know who that is? He's big influencer, Gymshark athlete. He also is like a true natural IFBB pro. So a very serious bodybuilder, but he also is massive on YouTube. He does a very good job. His money comes from views and sponsorships. So do you know what he gets to do every day? There is no coaching. There is no sitting here for 8, 10 hours a day stressing about how to grow the business. There is no, sure, that work goes into content, filming, all that kind of stuff, but he can just wake up and be like, what am I going to go do and film for video, for YouTube? I have to wake up and in no way, shape, or form am I saying this ungratefully. I love my day to day. I don't want to go out and do these crazy things every day. I really like my, monotonous lifestyle. But people like that who truly don't necessarily have a job other than social media, even if they are a serious bodybuilder, their days are wide the fuck open every single day, besides events and photo shoots and all this stuff. And that stuff is like you record it and people want to see that because there's a very, very big community of people who want to do what they do, where it's like, okay, you bodybuild and you post the content. And like that's people want those lives. It's like if I tell someone like, you'll be able to work from home and make decent money, but your day is basically just like it would be if you went to an office. It's like that's not glamorous necessarily. So it's like if we make those videos, once or twice a week, it's like we don't do. It would just be the camera sitting there watching me fucking.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what holds me back to where I have thought about too, though. Like I could make Saturdays my YouTube filming days because these people. It's not like these people are posting videos every single day, unless you're
No,
Sarah
no.
Solik. So it's like every Saturday I could go do something all day or do multiple things and record that stuff and
But
still
we also
post it.
want to
It's like
relax a little bit too.
exactly. So it's like it is like that's why like when people ask me like I'm not a content creator. I don't make money off of the internet. Like it's just I only post on the internet because I need to for clientele purposes. But so like those people will have it in terms of making long form content fun, just a little bit more time than I guess we would have. And I mean, we could always turn into the shit influencer coach who just knows how to give macros and tell someone to eat less and move more.
Yeah. Cookie
But
cutter, fucking A. I
yeah,
hate
but
those
that's
people.
not. I don't want to do that either.
And somehow they made it bigger than we are, but it's not long lived. It's okay.
No, that's a question I've asked myself for a long time. Why do you think? Because I personally know people And shit, there's been people who I was doing this podcast with before that's like this. Just refuse to learn. You don't know anything in depth on, like, in terms of functional, like, it really just is the base knowledge. But these people are still having people show up lean enough on stage. They're still having people win shows. They're still getting clientele. They're still getting client transformations. Why do you think it's possible for them to? Do you think they just got the right people? Do you think they just have great athletes? Like, what is the? Why am I doing all of this when I could stress myself out less, work less, and be more simple and still get people results? That's like the big question in my head. And again, we both just said, like, we don't want to be those guys, so I don't even think about trying to go down that route. But it always frustrated me how they can still, because it's not like some of these people I see are like, oh yeah, they don't even have any results. Like, those guys aren't in the conversation.
So there's a difference between being those people that give macro plans, cookie cutter shit, and just coaches that dedicate themselves to those physique transformations clients, like people who
Mm-hmm.
just want to lose weight or gain muscle or just be on stage and not so much on the in-depth functional thing. And yeah, there's a lot of things that you can Google and they may just get lucky or they may know, they may have some sort of understanding of how things could work for the benefit of the client for such a problem. But I rest assured, if they have someone come with H. pylori, SIBO, or any sort of liver dysfunction or anything, they will probably not know how to fix it.
Well, of course.
So those are the clients that you're not seeing. They may have it and they don't post it, or they just may have only physical transformation clients and they do a good job. So then a transformation or referral comes in from those because I was able to get abs because of this guy. I didn't need to fix my mitochondria. I just needed to lose fat. So that thing, it's such an easy thing. So they just dedicate themselves to more of like a general population, let's call it, even though they may still have prep clients. But it's just like they do such a good job in what they do that people who want those results go for them. Now, we don't know if someone who wants to lose fat, but they know for sure they have SIBO, if they would go to them, or if them would even hire those people, like they would work with those people if it's out of their skill set,
Yeah.
whatever. So there's those things. Plus, also exposure helps a lot. Like we see in countless coaches that we know they're shit, but they have such a good social media and they have such a pretty face that they still get clients.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just based on looks. Like they look good, they have a pretty face, they have a pretty body, and people just want to look like them. So monkey
Do
says monkey
you
do.
do you feel like because of the constant flow of information on that side of things that we are immersed in, it makes you feel like there's more people with those issues than there actually is? Because in my head, it's like, okay, let's take the calories in, calories out is like not the only thing that was coming into play when we're talking about gaining, losing, whatever, right? Let's take that argument. If as many people have these issues as I feel like the information I have makes me think, that's where I guess when I think of these type of coaches, the people that they have, my mind automatically goes to, okay, well, they have like these slight issues that could be impeding on, let's say, fat loss, right? So I guess my mindset might be messed up in thinking like, okay, they're getting these results with these people without even like the coach that just knows calories in, calories out, right? This person might have XYZ. So we know there's, tons of processes within the body that goes into burning fat. It's like, well, this person might have these things impeding on that, but this coach who only knows how to tell them, okay, eat less and move more, still got them fucking lean as shit and got them results. So it's like for me, where my mind goes is like, how are those people doing that if those people aren't supposed to be able to get that transformation without fixing XYZ before they try to lose fat? So I guess the answer would just be, I guess, just they didn't have those issues.
They couldn't not have those issues, or their fix was so simple. Like this is something that my dad told me for when he was trying to fix my car, and it just applies to everything, which is start with the simple shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why try to find the deep root issue to try to fix and get the most sophisticated fix ever to a problem where you can really just change this electric plug right here and the problem is fixed from the engine. You know what I mean? So some people, it's as Justin says, some people their main issue is just low stomach acid, and the gut health drink is not a sophisticated 2025 thing. It's been going on for a while. We just didn't hear about it. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these coaches could just be giving those to people because they know it's good for gut support. They not knowing the person who they're coaching had an issue of low stomach acid, and because of that being fixed, now they can lose weight. And some other people, they do feel like related to all these issues: bloating, constipation, brain fog, lethargy, can't fall asleep, they wake up, they're cold all the time, whatever. And they somewhat identify, but in reality, they don't have those issues whatsoever. They just have awful habits or
Mm-hmm.
lack of motivation or some inner voice that subconsciously kind of like holds them back and gives them all these issues. But once they hire someone, that voice goes away. They start getting better habits. They start eating cleaner. They start feeling better. They're getting inspired, motivated, whatever you want to call it. Now their issues are gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you could call it like a placebo kind of thing, but those things happen too. I've seen. Now, of course, if I see someone eating 900 calories and barely losing any weight or even gaining weight, there's clearly an issue right there. But if there's someone that is, if it's my neighbor Susie that doesn't track her calories, barely goes on exercise, just walking the dog, but can lose fat, then okay, let's start by tracking our calories and maybe doing more activity. Let's see what that does. Let's see how you feel. Okay, you feel a little bit bloated. Let's just take some digestive enzymes, maybe with your food, or just apple cider vinegar. Now the issue's gone away. They feel way better. They eat healthy instead of protein bars and whatnot, and problem solved. I
Yeah.
have my very first client. It's my dad's first boss and good friend right now, and he was 240 pounds. Surely some mitochondrial issues, surely some thyroid dysfunction. I didn't know shit of that when I go to work with him.
Exactly. Yeah.
But given the fact that I just said, he was not eating good, he was not eating clean, he was underperforming when it comes to activity, he was underdoing. So let's just fix the habits right there. Let's just go for the simple stuff. Make sure you sleep, get on your cardio, get on the gym, go lift some weights, eat cleaner, send me your macros still within these parameters. And he ended up losing 70 pounds over the course of 2 years. We didn't do any gut. I didn't even put him on any gut health shit. I didn't even know about it. So some people are certainly overcomplicating their situation based on all the information they see on social media.
And I think that's too my thing is like, okay, if I see someone that is overweight like that, it's like my mind automatically tells me like they have to have this, and this going on, to where that shouldn't necessarily be the case. But because that's all I see, it's so weird thinking to myself like, damn, I need to be able to see some more simple shit. Like that sounds so opposite direction of where I've been trying to go the
No,
last
it's
like year.
absolutely the thing
But
is knowing too much is a thing.
yeah,
So we are probably learning such complicated terms, such in-depth topics, such complex terminologies and situations that we think, oh, everyone's probably doing. I mean, we've heard 90% of the females have some sort of gut dysbiosis, and do they really? I don't know. So that's where questionnaires come in handy. That's where proper inquiry from a client with thoroughly questions, a lot of information from those answers and whatnot comes in very handy, because one of my gut health questionnaires, the first question is, are you stressed? If the answer is yes, that's where you start.
yeah,
No need to go into SIBO, no need to go into biofilm disruptors, no need to go into binders or whatnot or thyroid medication. Let's fix the stress. Let's see what's causing it. Let's see why it's causing it. How can we figure it out? How can we fix it? Fix that, half of the issues are gone, and then the rest are much easier to fix. It could be as simple as that. But we like to sound smart. We like to fix complex things because it makes us feel good. It makes us look good. It's the ego that it's making us do those things. And in reality, it's just a matter of fix the easy shit. Start with the simple stuff.
yeah,
Then if things don't change, that's when you go into the in-depth things. But I mean, look, the guy with the triglycerides, Tanner, fucking love the dude. We didn't bring any fancy supplement peptide protocol or anything. We just lowered the inflammation. He lost weight, he lost inches, he got lean, he felt good, he's getting stronger. 4 weeks or 6 weeks, I believe. No, I think it's 4 weeks. Triglycerides from 600 down to 80.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I know. But that's the thing. It's like I've started doing that. I'm like trying to hold myself when I catch myself going into deep thought process and try to find the hair and the egg and whatnot. I'd be like, stop yourself, stop right there, Matias. Take a step back. What's going on? What does it needs to be changed? What surface level things could be improved?
Start with the low hanging fruit. Yeah, I think my mindset too, and this is with everything, like money, business, everything, but like especially with this, it's like as soon as I get someone, my mind is already, you better get them those maximum results as fast as fucking possible, and that pushes me into nuke it. Do the protocols, do the, because don't get me wrong, there is definitely been some people who I definitely didn't need to go that far with, but did it fix what wanted to be fixed? Yes. So like that will still work, but it's also like, God, did I need to put that person through all of that? Like, no, I didn't. My bad. Oops. But
lesson learned.
I would rather do too much than too little. That's for sure.
Yeah, in that case, absolutely. In that case, of course, we always need to start with the basics of support and micronutrient filling the gaps and whatnot.
Of course, yeah.
And that usually is what covers it. It's not like you're gonna be like me with my first client, just macros and exercise. No, you will still put some support to fill in the gaps now.
Yeah,
because you understand what could go on.
And I don't know why I don't take my own, like I got to take my own experience too for into consideration more. Like stop acting like I'm so different from everybody else. But it's like before I started bodybuilding or anything, I was living the same life as these motherfuckers, doing nothing, drinking, eating like shit. But within months of me just stopping doing that, it was like
everything got better.
All of a sudden, I was in shape with a six pack and fucking. I was tiny considering now, but body was changing for sure. So yeah, it's all, my biggest struggle will always be inside here every single time.
Absolutely.
Every single time. Especially right now. I feel like shit and I feel small.
That ain't improving, brother. Just that's prep.
I know, dude. Now I'm at that point. I'm like,
let's see if I can catch up to the 250 before you get back to 250.
What are you right now?
I'm 218 still. I'm small. So I'm hanging in there. My foot increases and I'm hanging on like 218, 219.
I'm not gonna lie. If you got to 250 before I got back to 250, I'd be pissed.
I would be too.
That would be quick, bro. 30, because I know what you want those 30 pounds to look like.
No, my goal for now. So last time I couldn't break 231. 35. I barely made it like 230 point something, and then it went back down. So my goal for this go around will be 240. If I can break 240.
I mean, dude, because how tall are you?
5'9" and a half.
Yeah, dude. 240's large for sure.
And 240 lean, it's gonna be a substantially huge human.
Good.
I wouldn't say huge. I'm pretty big. Yeah.
That's pretty huge. It's pretty huge.
All right, brother. That was
all right, y'all. What episode are we on now? I asked this.
I think like 8 or 9. Let me check. 8. Oh, close to 10.
We're almost there, bro. Almost there.
Almost.
People have 1,000. We love it. I know. But I've watched shows from like first episode to like episode 100. Doesn't seem like it takes that long. It does when you're actually doing it, though.
Just 2 years.
That's, 25 months, damn near.
That's going to be fun. All right, brother.
One a week.
Hey,
all right, y'all.
Thank you for watching.
Tuning in. You like, comment, subscribe.
Also, highlight the like. I know people look at the videos, look at us, and I love it. Love you guys. But if you can click that thumbs up button,
just like that one tiny quick click.
Yeah, that would help so much. So if you watch it and you enjoyed at least one part, like it, that will help a lot. But
listen.
See you all next week.
All right, Joe.